doing? What are you doing? Come on. You never light a cigar that way.
Yo, it's the Shadow Smokers Legion, fun, family, and smoke. Rockin' with Phoenix fresh rhymes, they stronger than no. About to break it off with the illest of crews, led by the man Tony Wang, making his vision come true. Now let me take you on a ride. We got love for cigars, from the east to the west, only the brightest of stars. I screen in the scene, little guy with the shop, shadow gazing around. You know it ain't gonna stop. Cigar mechanic don't panic when he's repping his brand. Escadillo and more, smooth as sticks in the land. Hashimoto's around, jumping live in the chats. Asian orange and more, his button's famous in fact. Cigars, pipes, whiskey, coffee, and more. Turbo jetting around, Tim with the dopest of pours. What's that? Huh? One wheel and reviews? Martin in the house, sharing the latest smoke news. Need to pick me up? Get to Southeast US. Bob and Chief in the mix, you know they say God bless. We got that journey, voyage, private blends for the crew. Celebrating with coins, repping that dope swag too. Now I'm about to sign off, you know it's time for that audit. Light up the group with my post, you know I'll rock it and sock it. But remember y'all, Legion, it lives with a passion. From a man in the shadows, ayo, the Soy Sauce Assassin. So cut it, light it, love the smoke from your region. After all we connect, it's through the power of Legion.
Drinking iced tea.
Apple juice.
Apple juice.
Okay.
That's a little dark apple juice.
There we go. Hey guys, Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin. It is Saturday. I think it is Saturday, right? Yeah, it is Saturday today. So we got Wild Bill, Warrior W, we got Sherry, we got Jonathan, Kurod, and Val. See if anybody I missed. Nope. No, I didn't miss anybody. So on the other side, Martina Maya, and the Urbans.
The Urbans.
The Urbans.
Hey, Wild Bill, what's up?
The herbs.
So, as you guys see, there was a few minutes scramble. I was trying to find a back-to-back to smoke. Unfortunately, I cannot find my entire box of back-to-back. I don't know where to go. It went to front-to-back, whatever. I don't know. I cannot
back-to-back?
Back-to-back cigar. That was
But why?
You're supposed to smoke 2 of those at a time.
No, because, you know, I think William was smoking that or something like that. Who's smoking that? I saw somebody smoking that. I was like, oh, man, I want to smoke one too. So, yeah. You know what? That was,
back door. Yeah.
I think that was Val was talking about it, back-to-back. He was asking about back-to-back. And I was like, oh, man, I want to smoke this. But I couldn't find it. So, hey, Carlos. So, you know what? The other thing that reminds me of smoke something is I actually saw a Little Guy Cigar Shop ad. How about patina? You know what? I have 4 more patinas in my house. So, it's like, you know what? I'm going to smoke it. Yeah, whatever. So, patina it is. And the reason I want to smoke it is because I need some empty boxes to test out. I was on yesterday. Nobody paid attention because everybody's on Friday off. So I actually had a laser engraver and I was playing with it. I took my Xeno box. Pay attention because everybody's like, oh, someone's repeating. Okay, and then I engraved it.
No, I just had to turn on the YouTube so I could see the.
I engraved it, but I was so stupid that when I adjusted, I made it backward.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is a test, right? I just want to see how deep it goes. It actually burns very, very deep. It got to that multi-wood grain layer. As you can see it. Multi-wood grain layer. You can see that like the fiber that's on there. I actually made it ugly because the fiber. It's really deep. So, yeah. And I actually zap myself too. So while the laser is hitting, sometimes it's like kind of reflect off. I got dinged a few times for just sitting right next to it. So yeah, I had to be very careful. That's why sometimes you gotta leave the job to the professionals, and I'm not one. Right? I am not one. So this box to the side.
You're not one that leaves the job to professionals, or you're not a professional?
I am not a professional.
Okay.
Alright, so patina it is. It is a patina Connecticut 5x52 rustic, which I think what they're trying to say is robusto, but whatever they want to call it.
So is that back-to-back cigar? Is that in reference to the Dallas Cowboys winning Super Bowls back-to-back?
No, because I don't know anything about Dallas Cowboys.
I'm pretty sure it was, yeah.
You know, all I know is that, you know, the
There he is.
Patriots been winning a lot.
There he is.
So I don't
Mr.
know. I
Shadow
just
saying,
think
Days
Patriot.
without a cigar himself.
It just reminds me of
That's-
Cowboys winning back-to-back Super Bowls.
You know,
That's
all I
actually
know is
true.
Patriot wins a lot. That's all I know.
I haven't had a cigar in a long time. That is true.
So there you go.
That's a long time.
Why haven't you had a cigar in a
Just for
long
the
time?
little guy today. Just for the little guy today. You know, what Tina I did.
Nice. Nice.
What's a long time for you, Michael?
5
Since
minutes.
Before I left to go, since before I left to go hunting, so is that like 6 days?
When I heard long time, you know, me love long time. It's about 5 minutes.
No, because I left whenever I left, so it was before that. So it's been a week. It's been a week.
Michael's video is really choppy.
Yeah, today is his microphone video is very choppy. Maybe he had to catch on. Like sometimes, you know, the quality is not that good until he catches on.
Is it being bad?
Yeah, a little
it's
bit.
being bad.
Oh yeah, it is thunderstorm. My wife was asking, like, is that thunder or is that you? And I said, yeah, that's me. I couldn't open the door because you know it gets wet and the door is sticking. Turns out it is
Well, quit
thunderstorm. I
farting
can
in the
hear it.
room then.
I think that's my wife. Yeah.
I think Sherry's is responding to my comments, by the way. Just saying.
Dallas never wins, something like that.
No, the fact that we have back-to-back championships.
Let me respond to my wife. Yeah, it is thunder. It wasn't me. Here we go.
So you didn't fart very loud. That sounded like thunder.
Okay, so let me put that in mute. Maybe it's too hot out there in the desert.
Where?
So where'd you go hunting? Something like that.
I went hunting for elk at about 10,000 feet elevation. So I was up in the mountains, not in the desert.
Is that why you weren't smoking cigars?
Yes, sir. That's why I was not.
Like the elk smell smoke?
So like the cigar smoke is really pungent. They don't mind the smell of campfire. So you can smell like campfire smoke.
So you guys heard
And
me
it's
just
okay.
said. You guys heard me just say it is thunder. It wasn't me, right?
Right.
This is
Yeah, I
my
heard
wife's response. Okay, ready?
Wallet is.
Wallet is shaking.
She says, "I found a CH jacket I like. Not good. The wallet is shaking." I told her about thunder. She says she's shopping for a jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's my life.
That's
Anyway,
the sound of her wallet. The sound of her wallet shaking.
anyways,
Or you farted really loud. One of the
Mhm.
other.
That was my first thing. My first thought.
I thought it really loud. That could.
Yeah.
So, I know some of you want to see this, and you know. Anyway, I'm gonna have my drink tonight, so look up.
There you go.
You said in your video, that little short video you did, that you didn't understand why it was black
Nice.
where you yeah,
Mhm.
show off.
Yeah, right. Look how big this thing is. It's gigantic. But what I'm gonna have
Go
tonight
say it,
is,
James. Go say it, Dave.
huh?
When you engraved in the wood and engraved in the leather, you couldn't understand why it was black.
What? Oh no, I say burn through, so it's black, but I don't understand why even it's on metal it's still black.
Well, it's burning even if it's burning a little.
It should comes out more silver than anything because it's metal.
Oh my gosh. Shelly's going to try to call winning that thing.
Yeah. Well, you got a few months to prepare for it.
Jinx it,
Anyways,
Jinx
so
it, Shelly.
tonight I have what is it? Johnny Walker Green, 15 years. Prepare.
Sherry thinks she's going to win it.
She always. That's the thing.
No, she jinxed it. She just now jinxed it. Honestly.
Hey, Quake.
It's like calling shotgun when you're still in the house. You can't do that.
You know, I kind of like one thing I wanted to do is also engrave the top. That would have been super cool. Then come to realize the top is not flat. It's domed a little bit, going down. See that?
Yeah.
So you can't engrave it. But I thought it would have been really cool is take off the cap and engrave too.
Oh, we're not hating, Shelly. We're just we know how the universe works.
Yeah. All right, patina. For those who doesn't know, fair warning, okay? I was never too excited about patina, okay? Because I feel like for the same price range, for the same palette, for the same cigars, there are so many choices. There are many,
I'm with
many
you
choices.
on that. I'm with you on that, bro.
Okay.
I'm with you. I'm like, wow.
Wow, what?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I'm thinking, you know, he must have got a bad deal on the production of that thing because, yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like for the same price of money, you can buy other cigars that fit your palate more.
Right.
For me, I have plenty of other cigars that fit my palate more than this one. Now, does that mean this is a bad cigar? No, it's still a premium cigar, right? It's still... Now, it could be because of Connecticut, too, right? This cigar gives me some cedary flavor. It gives me white pepper. Very powdery white pepper flavor. Fucker who's eating pizza. What did I tell you about eating on the show, okay? What did I tell you about eating on the show?
All right. I had a busy afternoon. I just went from a nap.
You grab Wild Bill's favorite
Okay.
cigar, the nub.
Right?
Hey, Tony, he's like my kids, man.
Mhm.
If you have a reason, it's okay.
All
As long as
right.
you have a reason, it's okay.
So outside it's raining really hard. I can hear it. Crazy. So good thing I just closed the window too. Like I literally before we started the show, I closed the window, and that's because it was such a feel humid. But anyway, so the cigar, cedary, white pepper. Dude, Martin, you need to mute your microphone because I can hear you chewing. I can hear you literally chewing that pizza. That's what I'm talking about.
I thought you would like that, Wild Bill.
So yeah,
Mention his favorite cigar.
it's very consistent. It's got a little bit earthiness that gives that bitterness. But some people like that easy, consistent flavor. Right? Just like throughout, all I wanted was cedar. All I wanted was a little bit white pepper. I want a mellow cigar. Okay, then you have what you want. That this is what this is. Right? But I feel like it's the same issue for me for the Casa Cueva core line, Connecticut. Right? Because I say it was kind of boring. It was kind of light. It's the same issue for me. And in the same way for this cigar too, right? So, is it competitive to Casa Cueva's core line, Connecticut? Probably. I mean, it's just up to your choice, right? It's like you can eat rice or you can eat tofu. A lot of people think tofu has no flavor, right? So it makes no difference than buying one brand versus another. It depends on which one is more available to you and which one has a better deal. Right? It's not worse. It's pretty much the same. It's up to you to decide which one you'd rather have. For me, it didn't make too much of a difference. The thunder was so loud, it sounds like somebody was knocking my window. Like,
No, it's not thunder. It's your wallet.
my wallet's upstairs. I literally did not bring my wallet down. So
Yeah, right. That's
Yeah, but that still is it's rattling on the table because that credit card's in there going like, oh shit.
it's what it's you know what? No problem. It's only about 3 or 4 boxes of Davidoff. No issues, okay? That keeps keep my wife happy and quiet. You know, look at her. She didn't even sit. Oh, she just sent 19 photos of that bag.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. I don't want it. I don't want it.
yeah.
But yeah, it was loud. This thunder is bad. Wow. I didn't even know. I thought tomorrow was gonna rain. I literally told my wife.
Photos worth allowed, yeah.
But yeah, so for the cigar, it's really. Maybe I should have smoked the Maduros. Maybe that would make more difference because obviously when you try to compare Connecticut, it's like try to compare sashimi. How do you fuck up raw fish? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like that.
Mm-hmm.
Michael just came back from resetting his router, probably.
This bag's gonna cost so much that even God's trying to let you know.
Yeah, I rebooted it.
Yeah. So.
No, he really left to go get his coin because he forgot it.
Well, what did he do?
Yeah.
Hey, Michael,
We're doing cards. We're doing cards today, though.
Wait, we're doing cards today?
So, Michael, let me see your shirt, man.
Oh, he's got both.
Well, you got both, yeah.
He's got both today, man. Got both today. So
Yeah, raising awareness, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, this would be a horrible question for Michael to answer.
Right.
But here, Michael, between Casa Cueva's core line and Patina, Connecticut, how do you think they fare against each other?
I think Patina, Connecticut is better.
You think Patina, Connecticut is better? Being like, what is better about it? Uh-oh.
Let my internet catch up here. Yeah, the core line, the Patina, Connecticut has more flavor and a little bit more spice to it, so I like it better.
That I agree. It's got a little bit more of the white pepper. But I was saying that earlier when you're gone. For me, it's kind of equivalent to the Casa Cueva core line. It both has the same issue for me, which is kind of consistent and boring at the same time. But if you want a consistent, regular cigars, to me, it's just which one gives you a better deal at the moment. You can get it. I mean, they're not too different from each other, and I do taste.
Yeah, Sherry disagrees with this cigar twin.
Yeah, twins do that sometimes.
All right.
It's okay.
So if you like a little bit more white pepper, you will have choose the Patina. If you like a little bit of a sweeter cedar, but lighter, you will go with the Casa Cueva. That's how I feel, right? And both had the same problem. That's why I end up not liking the core line Connecticut as much, because all the other ones after that have more flavor, right? So if you like an easy breakfast cigar, I guess this would be it. But if you want like an afternoon lunch cigar after you have a steak, that would be a big mistake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. So it
So
will be like
earlier today, I smoked this Habano wrapper cigar that was from Lost and Found. It's a 2016.
okay.
These Habanos age really fucking good.
So at least we won't like it.
Maduros and the Mexican San Andres and the Habanos are like the top two on my list to age.
You know, it's funny because Martin absolutely hated San Andreas before. It's usually because it's underage. Because if it's underage, it tastes like tobacco, like cigarette.
He found fault with San Andreas. I noticed.
So, yeah, in my opinion, this is just that cigar. So I don't smoke it all that much because I feel like a lot of time I lean towards the Casa Cuevas or the Reservas natural more. Yeah, granted, it's more expensive, but for me, the cost wasn't an issue. For others, cost may be an issue, then this will happen a good deal.
That's not random. That was not random, Shelly. That was
Okay,
like right on the line.
so that
Stop it.
Sorry, Tony. I'm sorry, bro. My apologies. Take a drink.
It's your fault, man.
and I think any drink that follows with it, with exception of coffee, will have killed the flavor.
Yeah, it does.
Right? Because I just had a sip of this, and that cigar flavor just disappeared completely. So this is a very light cigar, but it's a very easy cigar. Is it good for beginner? Yeah, it's really good for beginner. Like if you just started yesterday, then you can kind of experience the main two things that every cigar pretty much has is cedary pepper, and the white pepper is very pronounced. Almost tastes powdery. It almost feels like there's powder thing, but there. So.
Sherry's giving you the looking at the stars eyes.
Yeah, and this another like earthy taste to this. I can't grasp what that is, but sometimes it does give off a little bit of bitterness. Depends how fast you smoke.
Yeah.
So,
Well, all Connecticut's are that way. If you power through them, they're gonna get kind of bitter. And
yeah,
stuff.
I'm not really power throughing it though. That's the thing. But like in terms of, let's talk about price. Okay, how much is a Patina Connecticut that you sell?
$9.
Okay, so it's $9 for the Robusto.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much is a core line Casa Cueva Connecticut?
Like $8.50.
Yeah, so they're competitive, reasonably. I mean, a few bucks. I mean, I was supposed. Here's the thing, though. When cigar company want to survive and all that stuff, if they have smaller production, they tend to be slightly more expensive.
Correct.
And
Well,
that
you gotta
way,
pay for that extra flavor, you know.
well, in terms of regular economy, right? So, hey, Sherry used the middle finger. Come on, we don't use the middle finger icons.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
We don't use the middle finger icons. But
Well,
here we go.
Well, like the reserve is $10 or $10.50, whatever it is.
So
So
apparently, only Tony doesn't use.
But here's the thing, though.
middle
I
finger.
think Reserve are significantly better. Significantly better.
I
For
agree.
that few bucks more, it's significantly. Now, does that mean patina don't have a space in people's humidor? It does. It does. It's just like I can say, if somebody's running a deal, it might bring it cheaper than a Casa Cueva core. Then it will make more sense, right? You will, especially someone's giving out hats. I don't know.
That's right, DeWilliam. Give her a little fist.
Hey, Legion, smoking your first perfect island Lancero. Cool.
So I just want to know how much has Sherry had to drink so far.
Hey,
To throw the middle
quick,
finger.
stop egging people on, okay? Just calm down, chill, all right? Don't egg on,
Egg off. Don't egg on.
egg off, all right? So, patina, in my opinion, is one of those. If I smoke a lot of casa, like eating a lot of rice for months and months, and go like, you know what? I'm really tired of the rice today. I want something different. Well, patina is not too far. I'm not saying that there's no other ones out there. There are plenty of other Connecticut out there, even cheaper ones, that could possibly be better or fit your palate better. But one thing I find with patina is that they fill the shit out of this cigar. It feels really thick and packed.
But it doesn't. But they usually don't have a drop problem.
For me, it's slightly tight, but it's not like, oh, I can't smoke this thing. I need to pick something out of it. But it feels like packed.
At least not yet.
No, all the patina I smoke, I didn't have to pull anything out of it. But it does feel somewhat of firm draw and somewhat of really packed cigar.
So it's like a full-bodied cigar.
We're not going there. We're not going there. All right? So, yeah, in terms of the cigar feel, you can feel like it's really firm, it's really packed. And I think it was done so that it kind of reduces the speed of burn.
That's what she said.
It burns very slow.
No,
So.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I wasn't even going there. I wasn't.
Yeah, but I did.
So, yeah.
I'm with you, Tony. I'm not. I mean, I would buy a different cigar than that one, but it's a good. It's a good cigar though. It is that. So.
Yeah, it is a good cigar. But
there's probably got to be like people who smoke it. There's something about it they really dig, and that it fits their palate a certain way, and then that's cool. You know.
I mean, it's just like some people like the difference between a person who eats steak with salt and pepper versus the person that has herb and butter and everything.
Right.
So it's like that. This one has a little bit of pepper with cedar. That's all you're gonna get. And well,
so we're getting butter and everything else out of the Casa Cuevas?
I don't know. You tell me. Can you?
I don't know.
I was comparing to a steak, and you compared to.
You made it to comparison of two different types of steaks.
Well, but I'm calling steak not like that. One is more complex. One is more simple, but the simple also brings out the flavor that you might want and not.
Okay.
Yeah, your underlying flavor is still going to be steak, right? So it's still a Connecticut, but one's going to give you a little bit more nuance and spice and all that shit.
Yeah.
One's going to give us butter and spices.
It's been a while since I've had a cigar that had a lot of butteriness. It has been a while.
There are some that are like really buttery though. So
man, there's one called Butera. It was Butera, and it tasted buttery. Not like butter, but it was very smooth, very creamy.
Yeah.
And they have
Right.
brown
The
sugar.
original Filthy Viking had a little butter taste to it.
Oh yeah,
I
the
did.
original Furphy Viking is very buttery, nutty, creamy. Goes perfect with
Yeah.
coffee. It goes absolutely
Yes.
perfect with coffee. But this one, like I said, it's got a little bit of that white pepper throughout. You gotta feel a little bit tingliness like that. That's pretty much it.
I don't
I
think
mean,
you can sell those anymore.
but
You
here's the thing,
tell
though.
them, William Corline better. Yeah.
But here's the thing, you're buying a Connecticut, you can't ask for too much, right?
True.
Connecticut really don't have that much strength, don't have that much power, don't have that much flavor, and that's just the way it is. I mean, if you buy Connecticut, you know, it's because that's your last cigar of the day, or that's your first cigar. Or if you've been smoking for, that is. If you're a beginner, that might be one cigar that you gotta have for the day, and it's not gonna bother you out.
That's why Espinosa threw the 601 black the way they did, because it's like a medium. It's like boom. You know what I mean? It's got strength to it. And shit.
But a
Mhm.
601 black, it's not like full. It's like maybe a medium at best. I think in terms of
As far as Connecticut's, that's quite a bit.
yeah,
But
it's
it
quite
has
a bit.
strength to it, though. It does have.
Yeah.
I think
It has
strength.
some strength to it. You know, for the Connecticut, I think that's just what it needs for some people, especially if you're experienced smoker. That little bit of strength could make you happy. There's a difference between this cigar sucks to
Yeah.
this cigar is not bad, right? So isn't that why Saka makes the Sobremesa? It's slightly stronger, right? And for that,
And sweet.
it's because the way they no, the Sobremesa brulee is sweet. The regular is not.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So if you think
You have
about
to take
that,
these wins, Tony.
Hmm?
Williams, Wild Bill's agreeing with you. You got to take those few wins like that.
I know. I mean, I think a lot of people watching this will agree with me that Casa Cueva core line is slightly better for most people. All right, and the Reservas beats all, and that's why they sell so well in Little Guy Cigar Shop's place, you know, because they are just that good. All right, and I'm surprised that they didn't make a Prensado for Connecticut, because that would go between, that would literally ruin it, right? Because it would go between the core line and the Reserva. It would go right between. It's like, what do you add to that, you know? But you know, overall, I think it's pretty good. I think if it's me, I'll spend a few extra dollars to get the Reserva. Right? I'll get a few extra for the Reserva. That's me. Or wait for whatever you know, wait for whatever sale that is. I mean, in cigar world, a sale always comes out. Martin, you want to keep the child under control, beat them up a little bit, kick their ass?
Either way.
So, in my opinion, this is just a throughout cigar. The whole thing is gonna be the same. All right, you're not expecting all of a sudden, you know, smoke a little bit, you get cotton candy, and smoke a little bit more, you get yellow crayons. That's not gonna happen for this one. It's just.
So, how long have you had the patina?
How long?
Yeah.
How long ago did I buy this from you? It's about a year.
Yeah.
It's about a year.
Maybe it needs a little more patina on it.
I mean, let's be fair though. I only bought it because the box. Nice. It's changed.
Yeah.
They changed the box,
Their packaging is very nice.
right? So, and then I'm only smoking it so that I can engrave this box later. That's about.
Oh, cool.
If the patina is green, though, it's not patina; it's mold.
If patina is
Cigar,
green,
yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be brown and it's green. Don't do it.
well, it
Yeah.
depends. Like, you know, if it's on copper or on steel. So.
Well, it depends on how minerally it is, you know.
My wife actually asked me this question today, and I was like, "They would not went to the same school." She's like, "Why is when they flood, people just don't die from like electrocution? Like, you know, you're on water and just punch your plug on the water." And I was like, first of all, we went to the same school. You gotta know this: water itself is not
Okay.
conductive. It does not conduct. It's very poorly conducted. Number
Funny.
2, every house has a ground line. She's like, every house does it? He said, yeah, every house that's up to code has a ground line.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, Albert.
Now I know why she bought that jacket.
Because I decided to call her science. Is that why?
Oh, you told her, do we go to the same school?
You know, we did. We're 5 years apart, but we went to the same school. And I remember my senior year seeing her in school. So,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah, she bought the jacket because of that.
she just doesn't remember anything she learned in school, in
Yeah,
high school at least. I was
I
like,
think she's trying to have a conversation with you, man.
no. She was reading a Discord group that has people asking little questions, and that was
Right.
one of the questions she read at the time. I was like, you should have known that because water is not conductive.
Well, people also have like a really big misconception about electricity and how it works in general.
Yeah, well, you just had to know the golden rule, right? Electricity wants to find the shortest route to the ground, always.
Mhm.
And human is actually kind of insulated. So compared to the ground, they like to go to the ground, not human. You might feel a little tingliness, and you should be glad that there is such thing called the ground, and so that you don't die when you touch electricity at home.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Do they
there's
call
all
it ground in
kind of
Germany,
weird
James?
questions. Say what?
James, do they call it ground in Germany?
No, they call it Earth.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember that.
Well, it's like same thing if you mess with a British car, the way they're wired, it's like it's got positive earth and negative earth and all this weird crap.
Yeah.
They're very strange.
They
You
call
know,
it Earth.
in Chinese, ground and earth are the same word. So, and when we say it, it's still called ground, but it's the same word.
Mm-hmm.
No, earth.
I mean,
ground.
well, we know English is weird, but technically, isn't that the same in English? Ground and earth are the same thing.
Well,
No,
earth
but
is
it would sound really weird if you say you're on shaky Earth.
no, but that's the thing though. Like, say, when it's ground, a floor of concrete is still considered as ground.
True.
And
So that's not really
if you're
earth.
doing coffee, ground can mean something different too.
Yeah, coffee Earth. Yeah, coffee Earth.
So yeah, English. Don't follow that. It's kind of weird.
Exactly.
But we got English from the English, which is weird too, right? So
Yeah.
Brits.
Oh God, British.
And what's really weird is that the British used to speak French.
What do you know? The more you know.
I don't know. What's next on the list?
What's next on the list? Well, that, you kind of just remind me of that. So I'm continue to smoke this down to see if there's anything changed. I think even if you age this 1 year, it's Connecticut. It's not gonna change that much. It might get a little bit smoother, but do you really want your Connecticut to be smoother?
Sometimes.
Sometimes the only thing I have noticed is, depending on the brand, if you let it age a little bit, the wrapper flavor is better because it's had a little more time.
I feel like it's the other way around. So the wrapper stays the same, but the filler got lighter.
I don't know. Well, I've had young Connecticut's, and they're sour.
Oh yeah, that does happen though. There are some
Yeah.
cigars that are sour to start with, but if you put it for a few more months or so, that sourness goes away. It probably had to do with the curing process that didn't go all the way through.
Yeah.
I think they weigh the same amount. They don't get lighter.
All right, whatever. Moving forward.
Well, okay. Well, it could. If you have low humidity, wouldn't it be lighter?
How much lighter are you talking about? Lighter, you know?
Well, I mean, even if
you
it's a
start
brand,
pulling
I
stems
don't know.
out of them, maybe that's how they get lighter.
It's not gonna be much lighter. Still within reason. Within reason.
Margin of error.
Non-material, immaterial. Anyways, so Wild Bill is laughing over it. So, yeah, I mean, the reason I bought the cigar is because number one, they changed like their packaging and all that stuff. Number two, you can never have too much different variation of Connecticut, to be honest, because that's just something you can leave in the house and smoke it. And yeah, granted, it's a little bit at the expensive side, to be honest, because compared to a Connecticut, a bundle cigar, it's a few bucks more. All right, it's a few bucks.
So
more.
let's discuss this. What Mark wrote though, that water is not wet.
I am not gonna discuss that. Water is not wet.
Yeah. What school did you go to, Tony?
Water is not wet. Wet
Yeah.
Wet is an adjective. It's a consist. It's not. What? That's like saying mercury is not. It's not. It had to make. It's a descriptive of surface getting soaked with the liquid. Water itself is not.
Yeah.
Soaked. Anyways, moving on. So I bought, these for the package, and packaging change, and really Connecticut, you can have 10, 15 different Connecticut on the table, and it won't change all that. Right?
Tony doesn't get it. He just got face palmed, man.
Today is a Tony don't get shit today. I don't care what dad joke is there. Tony don't give shit.
Oh my gosh.
Tony have drink today, and really I can ignore everything with just the drink. Notice that every time you guys say something, I take a drink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good drink. I like it. You know. So
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking the Johnny Walker Green, 15 year.
Okay. Okie dokie.
I absolutely love that, and the entire Johnny Walker line. I don't care which one, from red all the way to blue, ghost, and rare.
But
Green one is
not
my
the
favorite.
island. You're not drinking the island green though.
I'm not drinking the Island Green. You can't find it. Can you find it? If you find it,
Yeah.
let me know. Right? In the U.S., I'm talking about. In the U.S., it's very hard to find.
I find it easily. Yeah.
Yeah, in
What's
the
the
U.S.
difference with the island green? What's different about it?
Slightly better. We're talking about slightly. Compared to the green, slightly better, but compared to the red, it's like 9 million% better.
Johnny
A
Walker
little
Red
more
is good.
peaty. A little more peaty, I guess.
It's got a little bit more flavor. I think that the cask has given them more flavor. I think the age was slightly longer. So I don't know what the process was. But if you can find it between the green and the green, island green, you'll probably choose the island. But that's if you can find it. People jack up the price like crazy for that one.
See now, me not knowing a ton about whiskey. If it was like, okay, this is an island green, I'd be like, okay, do they age this in rum barrels or something?
Not that I know of. It's still oak.
No.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Michael.
Right?
So since we're talking about decanter, let's talk about
That is-
decanter.
Dude,
Alright?
that is cool.
Let's talk about decanter. All right, for those people that planning to get this thing, you're not gonna keep your entire bottle of whiskey in the decanter ever. Ever. All right, you keep whiskey in the decanter for drinks that you're gonna finish within 3 months,
Why is that?
because whiskey will go bad in a decanter.
Really?
Yes.
How come? Well, I mean, because it's
Wow. Okay, did you see that, Tony?
What? Do what?
You said that, and both James and Michael both looked over at the same time with the same look.
Yep.
You don't believe me?
Yeah,
Try to.
you teed it up, brother.
Okay, all you have to do is test this out, okay? Leave a little bit of whiskey in a cup and just leave it in the room for 3 months.
Yeah, it's all the water that it attracts, basically.
Okay.
And then it's gonna turn a
it
murky, it's gonna turn a muddy, murky tea color.
It oxidizes.
Yes.
And that's the difference between an unfiltered and a filtered whiskey. Filtered whiskey will not oxidize.
Say that again?
The filtered whiskey will not turn murky.
It doesn't matter what whiskey. If you leave it in a bottle like that, open with the air, you will get a bad whiskey. It will start to contain.
Yeah, it depends on the seal of your decanter. Okay.
Okay, no decanter are airtight. No, zero. I'm talking about zero, absolute zero. All right.
So what in the whiskey makes it oxidize though?
There's iron content in there, and that will oxidize.
Okay.
It'll rust.
The farther down you drink a bottle of whiskey, the more oxygen is actually in the bottle itself, and that
Right, and
will
they say that literally,
start
if you have
oxidizing
a
the
bottle
whiskey.
that's half full, you got
You should go
about
ahead and drink it.
3 years left of that whiskey.
Yeah.
If you have less
Yeah.
than 1/3, you got 3 months left.
Oh wow.
Okay, you got 3 months left. And when you
We're
dump,
not talking about it goes undrinkable though. We're talking about it. It just
it tastes nasty. It tastes nasty. It's not undrinkable. You can drink it. You're not gonna die.
Yeah.
It just doesn't taste good. All right. And why would you want to ruin that whiskey like that?
It goes from being good to being Jack Daniels or what?
It gets sour. It gets sour. It tastes a little bit more iron, like, and then it has a little bit more sourness to it. It just doesn't taste good, and it lowers the alcohol content. Alcohol content disappears. Okay.
It actually doesn't get that bad that quick though, because I've got I've got a lot of bottles over there that are
And people is gonna ask, okay,
and
what
they
is the
taste
what about if I fill this bottle all the way up? What if I fill the decanter all the way up? Here's the thing: when you open it up and you dump it in there, the process carry the air with it. So
Yeah,
the bottle
dude,
is
I
gonna
think
have.
Bill, I think all of the bottles are infinity bottles. So
Okay, so when you dump wine into decanter, it makes perfect sense because it aerates, right? So you want that air. But for whiskey, when you dump into a decanter, it carries the air that you don't want.
Okay, I've noticed that like they'd say you gotta like let wine breathe. Why is that?
Because the oxygen actually opens up the wine, it actually tastes better. It gets sweeter.
it opens up the flora.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like whiskey's like that too. Like bourbon, if you let it sit, it just tastes better.
You need to put it into a decanter so it stays longer.
No, it's the opposite. Well,
Oh, okay.
if you put in the decanter, you drink it. That's why you put in the decanter. Decanter is a serving bottle.
Okay.
Okay.
What about a flask?
Flask is different. Flask for carrying purposes. You're going out, you want to drink.
Flask is like for that night.
Yeah. You don't keep whiskey in your flask for very long. You drink it.
Flask is for like the golf course, the nightclub.
So especially that's my thing. So with a flask being stainless, whatever the hell they are, won't it still react with it in some way and make it taste weird?
No, not necessarily. Actually, the flask, because all you put is alcohol, so it's gonna taste more alcohol as you go. Like first pour might taste a little bit weird because it's a brand new bottle, but after that, it retains the alcohol flavor. So you just keep dumping alcohol in there.
So let me ask you, you mentioned it changes the flavor when you first pour it. Is there a way you have to like prep the flask before you put any liquid in it?
I usually pour hot water in it.
Okay, we're gonna do it for science.
What are you gonna
Don't do orange.
This thing has been like that for about a year now, and it's not murky.
Looks murky to me.
It's murky to me.
No, it's not murky.
All right, here, people in the chat room, look at the bottle and tell me that's not murky compared to this.
That's not murky.
It's just really dark.
Yeah, it's dark.
It was dark to begin with.
Oh.
This is AH Rise Non Plus Ultra.
I mean, this is like a 1,000-year-old argument that people always have. Okay, that's
I'm
why.
just saying this is not murky, and it's still.
All right,
For science. I have to taste it here. For
You gotta check
science.
it now.
4:00 in the morning here. Here we go.
It smells great, man.
Check it.
Yeah, he's gonna throw it up.
So basically, that bottle versus this bottle, I think it's the same. But you can go anywhere to ask any whiskey expert about having a whiskey in a decanter. They will tell you that air will go in. And wait, go back.
Yeah,
bring your bottle back. Bring your bottle back. Bring your bottle back. Bring your bottle back.
Bring it back, man. Bring it back.
Let me see the cap. Let me see the cap.
Just the tip.
There you go. You got a cork.
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah.
So what
That makes it bottle.
What seals a decanter?
Nothing. It's just friction on the glass.
4 a.m.
All right. It's
Wow.
friction on the glass. Right? So when you have a cork, that's a sealed bottle. That's a different thing. That's like if you were not.
Yeah, I thought that's how most decanters
No,
work.
most decanter has
Listen.
crystal pop.
Well, that's stupid.
The really expensive decanters that Tony buys will not have any really good seal on them because they're not designed to keep the whiskey in there for a long time. They're
It's
designed
meant
to let it
to
aerate.
it's meant to be a serving bottle. That's what decanter for whiskey is, because whiskey is a finished product. It has no reason to be decanted. All right, it's a serving bottle. Put it out there. All right. Yes. Well, his cork is like plastic cork, not really cork. It's just like a.
Yeah,
plastic.
it's more of a rubbery. Yeah.
All right, cork will break over time. That's why you see people store the whiskey standing up versus wine
Yeah,
standing
you don't want to
sideways.
store it on the side.
Because when you store wine on the side, it kind of seals the cork. All right.
Yeah, it keeps it
But
hydrated.
wine
right?
doesn't break down the cork. Whiskey will break down.
Yeah, whiskey will fuck that shit up.
You dump it into the bottle before you dump it into you.
So does decanter mean something?
Decanting means taking out of the bottle.
Okay. Thought it was something cool. Damn it.
right? And the
It is
original
cool, man.
purpose is to aerate wine,
Okay.
right? And then people realize that the whiskey bottles, every time you open it up, every time you open it up, I'm not even talking about dumping it. Every time you open it up, new air goes in there and it oxidizes.
I thought decanter means you can't leave this stuff in there too long.
Okay, so that's what decanter's for. You use it as a serving bottle. You know, a lot of time you decant. All right, people does this. Okay, they get a really nice decanter bottle, right? And then when friends come over, they'll dump shitty whiskey in there and serve it.
That'll make it murky.
No, but then you can never tell what bottle's in there, what alcohol is in there. We'll just drink it,
That's smart.
right?
Yeah.
The point is that you don't have to show that bottle. You can keep the bottle somewhere else. You can, if you have a friend showing up and you only feel like this much, by the time it's empty, that tells them it's time to get the fuck out of my house.
From Mauricio lives.
Right?
north
You won't be like, let's open another bottle. No,
Business
that's what you
food.
have right here.
We made a white box for him.
And talking about wine and stuff and aerating. Back in the Middle Ages, they used to. I went to Heidelberg and went to the castle in Heidelberg, and they had a really big, huge wine keg, and that was the tax wine keg. And all the farmers grew their wine, regardless of whether it was white wine or red wine or whatever. They all brought it and they poured their wine into that big old keg, and that's how they drank their wine. It was no Bordeaux or anything like that. You just drank whatever wine, however it tasted out of the keg.
Oh wow.
Gotta get drunk. It's all the same.
It was all about just getting drunk back then.
Yeah.
They just poured all the wine regardless into that big old keg, and they threw their bottles out of the
Well,
keg.
obviously, for Wild Bill, obviously, when a good friend comes, that does the opposite. You want to dump really good wine, alcohol in there, and not tell your friends it's very expensive, so they don't feel bad drinking. Because some people will feel bad. You take out a $1,000 bottle, they gotta feel really bad drinking. But if you put a decanter, they gotta enjoy it, they gotta drink it. And afterward, you can tell them what they drink. They say, wow, this is really good. What is it? Then you can tell them. It's like a way of having a story to tell or something like that. So decanters usually placed in the
Except
office.
that's not usually how it happened. They poured the cheap wine and cheap whiskey into the decanter.
Right. So
and told you it was $1,000 bottle.
well, you can really tell. Something that tastes really bad will taste really bad, right? So that's what decanter is. It's a serving bottle. It really is. And you have a regular bottle to store because all the bottles are sealed. And even for me. Go ahead.
That's why afterwards you go, hey, what do you think of Jack Daniels, man? Oh, it tastes like shit. Oh, really?
And then you just drink the entire bottle. Say, yeah, it tastes like shit. Didn't want to tell you because you're a good friend, but hey. But yeah, that's how decanter is used. A lot of times it's used as the decoration. It's used as a serving bottle when friends are about to come. For example, that day we're at Brenda's house. Some bottle needs to be hidden. But if you put it in a decanter like this, you probably wouldn't go like, oh, that must be something special. I'm gonna go drink it.
Right.
You notice how little is left in that decanter? It's oxidized. I mean, it's evaporated out just while we were sitting here.
Yeah, been drinking all day.
That thing was full just hours ago.
Oh, okay. It was for about 9-10 hours ago.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. My face doesn't look red enough to you?
Oh my goodness, Tony.
That's why he doesn't care about her buying that purse or whatever.
I don't give a shit today. I don't give a shit today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good, I want to use this and break it in, so, testing it out. Somehow it was leaking, it was disappearing.
He was preparing himself for what? For Wilson.
I was fighting against the angel to see who's faster. Does the angel drink it faster or I do drink it faster? Apparently, angels drink it a lot faster than I did because I didn't feel like I drank that much. It should be reconnected. Let me know if it's reconnected. So I don't know why today YouTube's kind of weird. Might be the storm. Might be the storm.
It's probably the talking about alcohol.
I can talk about alcohol. There's plenty of alcohol video out there.
You have a storm. We have a storm.
Somebody send Val a link. He's asking me.
Go ahead, send him out a link.
If you refresh the screen, it goes.
We're back. Okay, we're back. All right. So yeah. So decanters. Keep in mind, if you get it, it's meant to be used as serving bottle, not storing bottle. All right. If you put it in there, you got 3 months before it tastes weird. I mean, when I say tastes weird, it's the same thing as saying that a specific cigar that you own after 10 years it tastes weird. You might not be able to tell. But here's the thing: some whiskey you will see iron condensation. You'll see things kind of like go in there as like a dust or something like in there.
Oh.
All right. So that's when you know you probably wouldn't want to drink it. All right. Some people never had a problem, but whiskey is a finished product, so it will only go bad. It will not get better. All right. But then if you store in the bottle, it technically lasts forever, so long as you don't keep it in the light.
Yeah, I know it. Like,
Let me ask you this.
something like that.
Let me ask you this. I've seen these online age at home whiskeys, like the barrels. What's the deal with that?
Here's the thing: you cannot age whiskey. Whiskey is distilled. You will not age. However, you can cask it, and when you cask it, it takes down the flavor of the whatever barrel that you. But that's not aging it. You're not making the whiskey older. You're making it's like infusion. You're infusing towards the whiskey. You're not aging. You cannot age in whiskey.
So the way they do it, the way they say it's just like a marketing thing.
It's a play on word because technically you're aging it. You're putting it to be longer, but it's not getting older. Does that make sense?
For science, I think this rum did have a problem. It tastes like it tastes like more.
It tastes like what? Rum?
Has a Moorish taste.
So it does taste like
It has a Moorish taste to it.
What's that mean?
It tastes like rum.
Tastes
More age.
It has a Moorish taste to it. It tastes like I want more of it.
Oh, more.
Oh.
All right. So, just want to be clear with people who want to use decanter. It's not meant to store. It's meant to be serving. And again, if anybody tell you that you can age whiskey, well, they don't know what they're talking about. You cannot. It's distilled. Everything in there that can react is dead. Okay. So once you distill something, it's a finished product. It does not age in.
It's like trying to say you could freeze whiskey. You can't freeze it either.
No, whiskey will stay liquid in your regular freezer.
Right.
Yeah.
However,
So
if you put the whiskey in the freezer, they tend to last longer.
That was gonna be my next question. Is it better to store it in like a colder climate?
Whiskey like to stay away from light, lack of oxygen, and cold.
And cool.
Yeah. So if you freezer kind of take all those. In a freezer, locking new is stale, so it doesn't have new oxygen, and it's cold, and that doesn't have light when you don't open it.
That's why we add ice to whiskey.
But and ice kind of breaks up the oil a little bit, so you actually get more flavor, and you actually take down the alcohol content a little bit more, so it makes it smoother. Here's the thing, though.
It makes it cold and makes it taste better in some cases.
Here's the thing, though. If you keep your whiskey in the freezer too long, it will dilute your whiskey. Because air condense become water.
What if it's unopened?
Huh? There's still some air in the bottle. There's always some air in the bottle. Right?
Like if it's bottled, never opened.
Yeah. When you bottle, the bottle is not vacuum. It has some air in there. So.
Yeah, they just fill it and cap it.
Mark, it depends. It depends whether I put ice in the cup or not. If I'm drinking whiskey, a lot of times, if I'm drinking bourbon, a lot of times I'll put ice in there. I don't usually put ice in if I'm drinking scotch because it's already at 40%. I don't want it down below 40%.
Here's the thing: when you're drinking a good alcohol, good bourbon or good scotch, you want a drop or two of water to kind of break it apart. So that oil kind of, you can tell, even when you add water into the whiskey, the oil just kind of spread. You can tell that. So that actually enhances the flavor a little bit. It kind of brings out the flavor a little bit. And ice does that. And by putting ice in your whiskey, that tells you to drink it fast before it melts too. So obviously,
good bourbon is bottled at a higher percent because they know people like to drink their bourbon with ice, and the ice will bring the alcohol content down to about 40%.
now I usually
and Scotch just comes out at 40%, and most people don't use because most
there
people
are
don't
higher
use
percentage though.
Yeah, there are, but
Yeah.
most Scotches are 40%, and because most people don't add ice to their Scotch.
Here's the thing:
So-
most Scotch has a little bit peat, and people who drink Scotch don't like the peat, so you'll end up adding ice to reduce the.
No, I think if I don't like peat, then I drink a different Scotch.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's how Asians went about it. All right.
That's why I drink bourbon.
It
Okay.
might be, yeah.
So
But there are sweet Scotches, and there's peaty Scotches.
whiskey
It's
stone
usually
most of
just
the time
find
with
one you
bourbon.
like.
Yeah, whiskey stone will do it, but that's the thing. I'm okay with a little bit water inside whatever drink I'm drinking. I'm okay with that. All right, cool down drink usually is good for me. I like it, you know. So it's personal preference. Again, you're diluting whatever you're drinking. But if you don't mind that little bit dilution and you drink relatively fast, you know, if you're one of those guys that go to the bar and then you order a drink and by the time you finish drinking, your ice is all gone, then you might not want to add ice. But if you're the person that drink it, by the time you finish, that ball's still in there, that ice ball's still there, then yeah, you can add ice. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Sherry, the stones work really, really well if you don't mind the higher percent in the bourbon.
Who's Pete?
But most people don't like the higher percent of the bourbon.
Pete is
without ice.
the way to describe the burn, the spiciness, the burn at the end of the.
I like kidney shaped.
No, Pete is the stuff they use instead of wood to dry out the grain.
Which gives you that little bit of that taste.
I think you
So,
knew
so
that.
does it make it earthier or what?
No,
Yeah, they're basically using that grassy peaty earth to burn as a fuel because they don't have trees. Don't have a lot of trees.
for me it brings out a little bit more of the burn, like the tingliness after you drink it down. But it's not necessarily the earthiness because I mean, it depends what you drink. What kind of Scotch you got.
Swampy. It tastes swampy. That's what it does. It's a
Right.
swampy taste. What most people would say.
I use kidney shaped stones because it's got more surface area.
Moving forward, so
People don't know what peat tastes like. It's like yellow crayon.
it really depends from person to person. So and it depends on what drink you have. Some drinks don't have that flavor out.
Moving forward, golly, man.
All right, so
Oh, Wild Bill, you don't like peaty whiskey? That's not cool.
okay, so whiskey again, it really depends what you drink. And you're a Scotch drinker or you're a bourbon drinker, you know, that's different. And also Scotch from like, you know, Ireland versus Scotch from Japan, they're like completely different things. So it really depends on what you drink. I tend to drink
Do they even
Japanese
have-
Scotch.
Do they even have peat in Japan to dry the grain?
Of course, everything can be imported.
So okay, that's my
Alright,
question.
so-
Is the Japanese or what is the Japanese Scotch? Is it still made with grain and everything the same way?
It's made of malt,
Okay.
so
So Mark is asking what's a good whiskey bourbon for first time drink. So I'm big on good cheap bourbons. So Buffalo Trace, Old Forester, hell, even Early Times. That's a good one.
for a beginner,
Hey,
I'm the opposite of Martin. Okay, for a beginner, I'll tell you to drink the worst thing that you can possibly find first, and then when you drink the good stuff, you can actually tell it's really, really good.
So start with Jack Daniels.
Yeah, start with Jack Daniel.
No,
If you
start
don't
with
want to
Jim
be too
Beam.
bad, start with a Jack Daniel, like Gentleman Jack.
Start with Jim Beam, and then the Jack Daniels will even taste good after that.
Jim Beam's
I
actually
like
not
Jim
too
Beam.
bad though. Jim Beam,
I like Jim
okay.
Beam over Jack Daniels.
Just go with Johnny Walker Black.
Oh my God.
or Johnny Walker
Yeah, but
Red.
Jim Beam-
If you want to drink just
Jim
pure
Beam-
alcohol, Johnny Walker Red, hands down.
Yeah, the Jim Beam costs less than Jack Daniels, so it's
So
Martini.
choose something bad. Just go randomly pull one off the shelf and drink it, and then go get another bottle of something that's good, Woodford or something like that, something good, and then
So start with Wild Turkey.
Wild Turkey is great.
Wild turkeys
okay,
are
Wild
pretty
Turkey
good.
sucks. No, I
Wild
don't like
Turkey
that shit.
is pretty
Wild turkey is
awesome.
pretty good. Oh, okay. If you go Basil Hayden, you're not tasting whiskey. You're tasting basil. That thing actually tastes like basil. All right,
And if
that
you
actually
happen to
tastes like
be
basil.
a whiskey, if you happen to be a whiskey and coke drinker, Wild Turkey is the best whiskey that you can get for whiskey and coke.
I mean, it really depends what you drink.
that
But then
oaky-
if you
you
want to
get that
learn how to
oakiness.
drink whiskey, drink it flat. Drink it neat. Just drink it neat. All right? Drink it neat. Buy something that is very low cost. All right? Something that you can find any shop. That's why I say, Johnny Walker Red, you can find it everywhere. All right? And then drink that. Don't finish the whole bottle because you'll regret. All right? And then go find something that people typically get. I'm not telling you to go all the way, to high end, or even the high end bourbon is probably like $60, something like that. Choose something. Just look at your price range. Someone start with 20 and go to 40 and go to 60. All right.
$20 is a good price range, between 20 and 30.
All right. Just go low first, and then go, something to 40. Then you can tell really big difference. Right.
Four Roses is really
If
good.
you really want something really top notch, then you get some Blanton's Gold. It cost you about $100.
He's a beginner, James.
But I can tell you
stuff
that,
is awesome.
you also wanted to try some scotch too. It really depends what you like. Wine is really made out of corn. The other one is made of malt. And one is more floral and fruity. The other one is more grainy. So which one you like? It changes.
But don't pour your
a good
Blantons
scotch.
in a decanter. Don't pour your Blantons into Tony's decanter because it evaporates.
It leaks.
and-
Yeah, it evaporates fast. It evaporates fast. Woo!
I think a good beginner scotch would be Monkey Shoulder.
Okay, but that is still pretty good. Thing. Like I say, you want to go bad so that you can tell what's good. If you try something good and you're gonna something that's worse, everything tastes bad, right? So start with the worst and go up from there. It's just like when you start smoking cigar, you start with the Connecticut. Everything else has more flavor after that. So work your way out to find the difference, right? It's like when you play guitar, are you gotta be buying like a $2,000 Les Paul, or should you go with like $100 guitar, that kind of thing? You start with a $100 guitar, practice, and then you get to the good one. You're like, oh my god, the one that I used to practice sucked, and then that's how you can tell the difference.
I noticed right off the bat that the good guitar plays easier than the shitty one.
It does. That's how it is. I mean, you get a better bridge,
You go in
whiskey.
the store, you go in the music store, you take one of the little cheap ones, the little $100 Squires, and you take a $500 Squire, and you play them. You notice the difference just in those two.
Like,
Big difference.
here's another example, right? If you go out, your first cigar turns out to be Casa Cueva Reserva Natural. That's your first cigar, okay? You go back and then you find, okay, I want to try other cigar. You pick out another store brand, whatever, and you got to find out that it's not nearly as good. You find any cigar that's below that price point, you got to go, that's actually not nearly as good. You kind of got to lose faith. You're like, what? And then you'll probably end up sticking with the one that you started and never go back to those. But you start with the worst one, right? A store brand, whatever. You don't even know what that is. It could be rolled by the owner with the trash in the back. And you smoke that. Everything else is going to taste better. So I will start with the worst one to get everything else is better. Versus the one that's really, really good, everything else tastes like shit.
Yeah, while Bill and Brian, I think most people would agree that the McClellan Cherry Cask is a pretty good whiskey.
Yeah, if you go with the McKellen 12 to start with, it doesn't even have to be sherry out, and it's just McKellen 12, or even McKellen. Like I think they have 10. Everything else is gonna taste kind of trashy. Like every Johnny Walker that you gotta go around is gonna be trashy. So start with the worst one. and then you can tell each one has its own characteristic that made it slightly better. Versus
I
you get a
think-
really good one, everything's lacking.
I think if you do start with the worst one and work your way up, you feel like at the end that you just wasted a shitload of money.
But also trains your palate, and then you know what you don't like.
Yeah, I train my palate on the good stuff.
Right? Like I grow up in a country that has sushi all the time. I eat sushi all the time. When I go to another country, well, all their sushi tastes like shit. And literally, I start to ask the question: how the hell did you fuck up raw fish?
Yeah.
So
I'm just one of those people that doesn't want to do not enjoy stuff for a long time before I start to get to enjoy it. When I can enjoy it from the beginning.
I rather go my way up, so I know what's bad, and I tell people not to have those, and I know not to try it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot cheaper
Yeah,
to try by. Okay, it's a lot cheaper for me to buy a bottle and drink it at home and know that it's bad than going to a bar and somebody recommend it and go and pay $20. Does that make sense? So
I would rather just listen to you tell me what's bad and avoid it.
everything's bad. Don't drink it. No. Mark says, now I don't really drink. I don't really smoke Connecticut anymore. Ever since I started smoking medium to full body, it's nice to have Connecticut every once in a while. Yeah, I mean, you start to know what you like and what you can take versus not, right? Like, a lot of college students start with a blue ribbon and they will never drink it again.
Oh my gosh.
Problem with a lot of Connecticut's is that when we start off smoking Connecticut's, you start off with cheaper cigars as well. Also,
yeah, because Connecticut typically is cheaper. But in our case right now, we're smoking boutique, so they're actually more expensive overall.
You get the idea that all Connecticut's taste like leaves.
Right, and you come back around, and then once your palate's really trained, you can come back around to that, and you're like, wow, okay, this is what I was missing out of this a long time ago.
Yeah, there's a lot of people whose beginner cannot taste anything other than tobacco.
And that's why I think Connecticut is a totally wrong cigar to start smoking with.
No, I think it's just the right cigars, because you started light, then everything after that, you can tell the difference.
Yeah, but you really don't get any flavor out of it to begin with. So you're basically wasting your money.
You get tobacco.
You're basically wasting your money, though.
Because you're training yourself to ignore that note. Like when you're drinking beer, you're ignoring that vomity taste and then enjoy the rest of the flavor.
No, I don't drink vomity beer ever either. So.
Well, then it's also a thing where you don't want to try to give somebody something that's too strong when they first start either. And a lot of times, if you're going more flavorful, that's the strength usually hits with it a lot of times.
Yeah, no, I didn't say get something that's like super strong and super intense. I just said something different than something that tastes good to begin with, something in the middle.
It's hard to tell how much can a person take when they never smoked before.
True.
I know, but
and that's more like a tester. If you can handle it.
Starting off at the very beginning is kind of like, and saying work your way up is that's a lot of wasted money getting up there.
Well, here's the thing: is it wasted money though? You're still smoking a cigar.
Sure.
And the cigar is not necessarily bad. It's just there are better.
I think a lot of people quit smoking cigars too right away because they get handed a bunch of Connecticut's and they say, nah, I don't like that. I quit smoking.
Well, I mean, there's always different styles, right? There's always different people.
And don't realize what they're actually missing.
For example, if you have Ashley smoking give her something medium, 601 black, she might not ever want to smoke again after that.
Probably not.
Yeah, but if you give her like Betty, she might continue to smoke.
Yeah, she doesn't mind those, like, just because it's got that fucking sweetness to it that I don't like.
So everybody's different. Everybody's different, right? Everybody's different. So.
See, Albert brought me over a bunch of Connecticut's at the very beginning. He brought me a bunch of Connecticut's, and I enjoyed smoking with him while he was here because it was smoking with him. But I didn't enjoy the cigar that much. And after he was gone, I didn't smoke a lot of cigars, because I really didn't care for the taste of what the cigars were. It wasn't until he wanted some Cubans that I started buying some Cuban cigars to try out and see what ones tasted good. That I started getting some of the flavors and stuff, and I got, wow, cigars can really taste great.
But how you describe this it's kind of like an if, right? If you buy a good medium body cigar, you might enjoy it. There are some crappy tasting medium cigars as well.
Yeah, I know. But if I hadn't have bought the Cubans to try to find out which ones have, taste, the difference in taste, I probably wouldn't have kept smoking cigars because I did not like the Connecticut so much.
Like if my first
Now
cigar was a Gurkha, a medium strength, I'll probably stop smoking forever.
Now I can go back and revisit some of those Connecticut's, and some of them are a lot better than they were at the beginning.
But again, but that's the thing. Now you have something to compare. Before you didn't.
Yeah.
So it's still good. I mean, either way, you're still gonna end up the same point.
More.
It's just like who want to go with.
I just think the nuances are too hard to find in the Connecticut to use that as a starting cigar.
Because I did not regret smoking a light cigar to start. All right, my first cigar was too strong, for sure, too strong, and then I went back to Connecticut, and that was better. And I smoked Connecticut for a long time and could not tell the difference until I smoked another medium body cigar. But that smoking the lighter cigar kind of trained the ability to handle some of these nicotine difference. And again, everybody's different. Like if you're Matt Hashimoto, you're gonna be able to smoke a full body cigar to start and then ended up with always full body.
Oh yeah, he impresses me when he does that. I'm like, damn, that's your first one of the day. Woo.
So it really depends, right? It really depends on the person, and some people it's gotta recommend you start strong. But when you start strong, everything's gotta taste light. When you start light, you can work your way up. So it depends which one you want to sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
Right. You started out with the 13-course French cuisine, and then you go eat pizza afterward. You gotta feel something lacking. Especially, when you realize that when you're eating the 13-course French cuisine, you got a lady in front of you. When you eat pizza, you're alone.
Well, like I said, you need to start off in your price range, regardless.
There is price range. There is price range for every level of cigar.
I know. But what I'm saying is, you need to start in your price range that you can afford, and not start off with $30 cigars. If you can't afford $30 cigars,
but
all the time.
there are $30 cigars that's not too strong.
And then you need to smoke what tastes good to you.
Yeah.
Period.
You just have to fit your palate. You just gotta know why you want to smoke. But that's the thing. When you start it out, you don't know why you don't know.
Listen to your king. Listen to your king, man.
Listen to your leader. Listen to your leader, man. Oh my God, Lord, save me.
No, we're gonna test the waters here. You said nothing can bother you.
Yeah, I am not bothering. Just take another sip. World is better. Take another sip.
Not bother me. Yeah, not bother me at all either. So
Do you have to work after? Oh yeah, tomorrow is Sunday, right? You don't have to work on Sunday, do you?
Yeah, it's Sunday. I don't have to work today.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, drink it. 5 o'clock.
No, he's gonna go to work. He's gonna go to work drunk.
I'm gonna go upstairs drunk. It's okay.
It's Sunday morning at 4 o'clock right now, not Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, it's almost 5 o'clock somewhere. Almost 5 o'clock somewhere. So it's
I got
good.
the whole day to sleep it off. Yeah.
But in the end, it's enjoyment. Like for me, cigar, whiskey, enjoyment. With friends, even more of enjoyment. You just kind of have to figure out what you enjoy, right? The pairings up to you.
Steve,
late but here, spell here wrong, but that's okay. What's up, brother? Not much. We're just talking about whiskey and cigars. Again, something like this, Connecticut, they're not too good of a pairing with whiskey. That's for sure. All right, that's for sure. Because usually whiskey will overtake it. It depends on what you want, right? Some people will say, oh, the whiskey gives you a fresh palate, so the next puff you're gonna get might be more fresh, right? But some people will say, oh, the lingering effect actually reduces the flavor. So
whiskey don't give you a fresh palate if you've got a good whiskey.
It will linger, and that flavor lingers your mouth.
Because you have it takes you have that taste a long time if it's good whiskey.
It really depends who you talk to, right? Some people I talk to, they absolutely love to pair wine with the cigar. I think wine is the worst pairing for cigars.
Oh, different drinks can enhance or take away from the cigar, and that's why you try to find something that pairs well.
Yeah, well, according to Brendan, the only thing that will pair well is soda water.
Yeah,
salsa water. Or water. You don't have to have the bubbly.
Yeah, but I know that Martine's figured that out too. You get different taste out of a cigar sometimes if you drink certain things.
I start to feel like Martin had a piece of crayon every time before he smoked.
Yeah, with him, it's just a different colored crayons that you get. But, you drink a little whiskey, you get a little red crayon. You drink a little wine, you get a little blue crayon.
And despite of what other people say, I really do feel Topo Chico is like the best neutral pairing for cigar. I just don't know why people don't think.
Because you get green crayon out of them.
I guess I actually had one when we were in embargo. And that's the first time I'd ever had a Topo Chico with a cigar, and I was like, I get it.
You get it, right? It's actually not bad at all. It's really good finding whoever.
Yeah, it's mellow. It doesn't have any, like, you have some sparkling waters that are like very overpowering with like the minerality in them or something like that.
Mm-hmm. But it's the mineral is almost pleasing drink for Topo Chico. Yeah. And if you ever drink a Topo Chico line, I swear to God, it tastes like Sprite without sugar.
How did Cigar Dojo get away with stealing their label?
They did. Well, it's a design, not really. They didn't use the name.
No, but they use basically the complete design of the thing.
Well, you know what is Coca-Cola gonna do? You think Coca-Cola will actually try to sue the Cigar Dojo when most of the people who's buying the Topo Chico is cigar smoking people? You just try to make a negative press so that nobody uses Topo Chico anymore. If it's money, they'll take it. Right? So. So is it enjoyable? Is patina enjoyable? I would say yes. Just don't pair with alcohol because that will cover up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But is it okay with the coffee?
Because that's mold.
Is it good pair with coffee? Yeah. I mean, you can pair with the coffee. That's totally fine. Right? Is it on the expensive side? I would say yes. I always look for a good deal. But that's how cigar is. A lot of time when we tell you what MSRP is, you always gotta find deals somewhere. With the exception of Davidoff and all the other brands, everything else. But you know what I mean, right? You know what I mean. So,
if it's white patina, you just dust it off and smoke it.
What? Right? So, patina, I personally wouldn't say, hey, you know what? Go immediately buy a box. I would say go buy a 5-pack. And even if you don't like it at that moment, you'll find a day that you would like, you know what, I just want something different. I just want something.
What do you think the chances would be that Topo Chico would be good for curing a hangover?
Topo Chico is not.
Well, I mean,
it's not that good.
Stuff.
Topo Chico is not good. Okay, hangover is due to dehydration. So if you have water of any kind, it will be. But if you gotta say Topo Chico is better than water to cure hangover, I don't think so. I actually think that the air that'll make you burp, it might make you want to puke. So really depends. So
Michael's going, yeah, it does.
Okay, so the best drink is actually water and a little bit salt. That's gotta cure your hangover fast. Well, energy drink, any sort of energy drink will kind of balance your head a little bit.
Did you already do it for science on that, Michael?
Oh yeah, I had something carbonated, and I was hungover, and I was younger, and that was a bad idea.
Yeah. When you have hungover, carbonated water will make you want to burp, and that stuck in the chest feeling it makes you want to feel like I'm about to puke or something like that until you burp. So
I wanted to drive the porcelain bus all over again, and it was not fun.
Yeah. So energy drink.
The porcelain god, yeah.
If you can't find any energy drink, you can find those Pedialyte. That will actually help.
Pedialyte always works.
All right, Pedialyte works for dehydration. Okay. So
what?
Pedialyte. It's a baby drink. Believe it or not, it's a baby drink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it doesn't have the sugar in it.
We don't have it over here, so.
I don't know. How do you say children in German?
Kinder. What is it? Kindle. Yeah.
Kinderlight.
Yeah, you know, kindergarten.
Yeah.
That's the German word for little school for little kids.
Nice.
Kinder, children's garden.
There you go.
That's what I was gonna say. That's good. I was gonna say it's got to be garden, growing children.
Ooh. All right. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much about it for whiskey. Is there any questions for whiskey? That I mean, me and James has pretty much the opposite view, and this I can tell you this kind of stuff is being argued by the community for a long time. They still
it's
argue
no
about
problem.
it.
Yeah, it's no problem because everybody's going to have their own.
No, I'm saying that I want people to know that these two views are both normal.
Yeah,
it's been there forever.
They're not new.
But people who doesn't know will be like, hey, why is Tony saying one way? Why is James saying the other way? But because both are kind of true, and then the community has been debating this over and over forever.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, they both have their value. Yeah.
All right. So it depends on which is right to you. I mean, really, there is no definitive answer for those. The argument has been on for hundreds of years.
Okay, so do you guys think that like the lower tier, lower shelf whiskeys are they bad just because they're not aged as much?
That's not true. That's not true. A lot of people tend to use a lower shelf whiskey to do blending, to do mixed drinks, because they're cheaper and they don't take that long to age. The reason the price is higher is because it takes longer time to store them.
Right.
And it also takes barrel. So, that's what makes the price go up. Not necessarily one is better than the other. For example, if you're drinking, let's say, tequila, does some tequila, some people like it when it's aged in the barrel, so it became añejo. Some people like just like the clear ones that's not aged in the barrel. It really depends what you like.
Well,
if you took Johnny Walker Black, right, and they put it in a barrel and they aged it, would it be better?
No, because Johnny Walker Black just burns.
Yeah. Okay. You talk about the difference in the prices of the different alcohols. You've got kind of the cheap whiskey that you buy, and then you've got what they call small batch whiskeys, and then you got single barrel whiskeys. Okay, single barrel is that whiskey is bottled out of a single barrel. And usually that barrel they've taken care of, and they made sure that barrel tastes really great, and so you're getting a special limited edition, 500 bottles out of this barrel. And then you got small batch, and small batch is actually up to 700 barrels mixed together. That's a small batch whiskey. Okay.
Here's another thing though. Single barrel.
It's still better, So
single barrel has a problem. It's that year to year they don't taste the same.
Yeah. So,
okay.
But Jack Daniels is like they're just constantly pouring barrels out into a trough, and filling bottles in there and filling bottles up. It's actually more than 700 barrels of whiskey mixed together.
And also there is new barrel versus aged barrel. So the barrel retains that flavor that gives out to the whiskey. So a lot of cheaper ones are using new barrel that barely has any good taste. So that is a difference. So when they move from barrel to barrel, that retains a new taste. But fresh barrel, you just got a gale and nothing else. So
you're going from a as blended as it can possibly get to a specific barrel taste, and the price goes up as you get closer to that single barrel.
So the cost came from variation of that. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. So the one that costs more obviously takes a lot more care, but also means that there's less finagling with it because a lot of whiskey are blended. They try to keep the same flavor. When you have single barrel, whatever that barrel comes out is whatever that you gotta taste it. A lot of times they are kind of different.
The rules on bourbon is it has to be at least aged 3 years. Okay, so most bourbon, most Jack Daniels and stuff that you get mass-produced stuff is somewhere between 3 to 6 years old, and probably closer to 3 years old than 6.
And you'll find that there's no age expression until after 8. There is no age expression until after that.
Yeah. So, you're paying for those extra 5 years.
Yeah, the extra time. Yeah, they're sitting on it.
Because they're sitting on it. They make sure there's storage. You gotta pay rent. You gotta pay employees to go check it every day. All that stuff.
they're moving the barrels around on different layers and stuff inside the barns and stuff, and they're checking the flavor on it to see if it's
And they
getting
say
better
to
or worse.
calculate. They say to calculate the price of your whiskey, like that. Okay, you kind of average out to 5 cents a day. 5 cents a day for your whiskey. You store that. So as it gets longer, you're adding every day is 5 cents on top of that. As you know, so once you work that as a price, it's actually not that expensive. 5 cents a day.
Yep.
I wonder how much of that is offset by like waste, where they have a barrel that it doesn't age well when they're doing an age. You know what I mean?
Usually they have people check
They
from
just
time to time.
They just dump that in. They just dump that into the
Mix.
mass-produced shit.
They will check it. They'll check it from day to day a little bit. I'll just see going back or whatever. If
I know.
it's not up to standard, they will put it towards the mix. So like the blended one. If it's really good,
Yeah.
they will leave it as continue to age.
Yeah, if it's not aging really good, that's definitely a barrel that you want to throw into the mass-produced. Where you
And
got
it has
thousands of barrels added together.
It has much more to do with that. When you have one barrel that's bad, that means that whole batch you have to check out. So it's a lot of work if you think about it. So
But it
when
can
you
be
think about
different.
those,
It can be different from barrel to barrel, but it's
they check all of them.
It's usually more than one barrel. It's usually more than one barrel in a batch that's going to be if it starts to.
When one goes bad, they check all of them, and then usually few of them will be bad, and they will just take it towards the blending.
I mean, we're still talking nuances. It's a matter of saying, okay, this is getting better, or this isn't. This is as good as it's going to get.
Right, and you gotta lose a little bit. Angel share, devil share. You gotta lose a little bit too on top of that. So they all calculate within the price that you're buying. So a lot of times you're like, why is this scotch cost $100? What is the reason? So, right. Okay, Mark says, what did they change in the Filthy Viking? The other blend was very creamy, buttery, which I like. This blend is very good as well, but it's lacking that. Yes, because it's only a close one. It's not made by the same place. The blend is slightly different, just close. Just close.
The first one was done by Rocky Patel, and this one's done by Placencia. So,
right. So the blend is slightly different. It's not the same blend. All right. So when you say what's changed. Some people say it tastes the same. I don't know how, but it did not taste the same. All right. I just don't feel like it tastes the same. Some people say it tastes the same, but for me, it was a huge difference. So, I do feel like the old one's much more creamier, much more nicer.
Yeah.
The peanut butter flavor.
The question is, would it have stayed that way at Rocky Patel, or would they eventually run out of the tobacco that they were using that made it taste so creamy? And it would have maybe lost its creaminess there too.
But that's something that a lot of cigar brands usually do. When they run out of a certain thing, they'll replace it with something else, and they will have a slight difference. Some people can tell something, right?
Yeah.
So that's
usually what I mean. So it's questionable whether the Filthy Viking would have kept its creamy, its buttery flavor over time, or not.
Okay, so that it's up to individual to really kind of say, hey, I feel like this doesn't taste nearly. I feel like there is difference. I mean, for people that saw me, one of the episodes that we did a long while back when they first released the new one, I smoked it. It's completely different to me. But the Lancero was the closest one so far to the original.
Yeah.
All right, so if you're smoking the Lancero, which I think you are, that is the closest one to the original, and I think the original still slightly creamier, still more buttery, still like it's perfect pairing with coffee. The new one's close, but I still feel like it's not as good.
We should have asked him that when we were there.
We did.
Yeah,
we did. They said that he didn't change the blend between the new one, between the Toro or the Robusto with the Lancero. It's the same blend.
Yeah, but the source tobacco changed.
Obviously compared to the original Filthy Viking, it's not the same thing. But when they smoke it, they say I wanted this, that taste. They say it was close enough. So
yeah, like I said, they got it as close as they could get it. But the tobacco you use is sourced from a different place, so different minerals in the earth, all that stuff. The tobacco is going to taste a little different even if you use the same types of tobacco. So
Yeah,
typically using the same blend, but there's difference in taste.
I don't think the blends are exact, even if they use the the same same leaf.
Because they had to tweak it. If this particular version of the same leaf is not given the flavor that you're expecting, you kind of try to tweak it to make it get closer.
Let's just be one.
They do that anyway. I mean,
I think if they could keep it the same, they would have.
Wilson's here. Hello. Hey,
right?
Wilson.
I think that's the key. If they can keep it the same, they would have. They cannot. That's why they changed it. All right. So I think that's the key.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not even sure it would have stayed the same if they hadn't have changed from Rocky.
They'll be relatively the same. Like we talked to Lewis when he was there. He talked about like every factory does this. When you run out of certain leaf or whatever season, they will try to tweak it so that it's close as possible.
Yeah. I know, but sometimes you find a tobacco that has a flavor in it that you just, when it's gone, it's gone. Because the next year's crop is not going to have exactly that flavor.
But that's the same thing year to year. Doesn't matter what it is. Every year is going to be slightly different. So.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Is that some things, sometimes you have a magic in a cigar that it's not maintainable.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like that. We smoke one cigar in the year. You're like, this thing doesn't taste right, or this doesn't taste like last year. I don't know. That's like some people say, last time I smoked this was really good. I don't know what happened this time, and that's what happened. They kind of change one or two things because of lack of supply or something like that. It does happen. Right?
Or just the tobacco that they're using, the new crop does not taste the same as the old crop, and they ran out of the old crop.
That's the thing. I think if they have a need for the old crop, they will continue to grow it. It's not like they would just gotta go replace it.
No, I'm talking about the yield from year to year of the same leaf can taste different. It's the same way with wine. There's good years for wine. There's excellent years for wine. And there's really shitty years for wine, even though they're growing the same grapes on the same vines,
Yeah, but that's not the argument here. The argument is that I'm saying that from year to year you have different changes, small changes to make it taste relatively the same. But from what I understand, what you're saying is that they run out, so they changed it. But that's different.
No, what I'm saying is that they have a certain amount of 1 year's crop of this particular tobacco leaf, and they will spread that if it's something special, they will spread that over years, of making a cigar, and just limit the number of cigars they're making until it's gone, and then they're using the same leaf to make the cigar, but they're using the next year's crop of it,
right?
And it's going to be slightly different. Same. And then they have to start changing tweaking the blend as much as they can to try to equal that back out. But you get some tobaccos that you just have a magic taste to it, and it's that year it was just excellent, and it tastes buttery, and it tastes like popcorn and whatever. Right. And the next year the exact same tobacco type, the same farm.
But that also says that 1 year that might come back. Next year might be the same flavor too. So
yeah, it might be, but like I said, it's no guarantee.
Nothing's guaranteed.
We have no guarantee
when it comes to man-made material, nothing's guaranteed.
Same year for year. Consistency is hard in tobacco industry.
True, and that's what's so hard about blending cigars, right? Those massive blender, they can really tell the difference, right?
Yeah.
Which is like the same thing. Same thing can say for whiskey. Those guys just taste whiskey all day and they can tell the difference. This is slightly too young. We gotta let it sit extra, 6 months or something. They can tell. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yep. And they taste it and they spit it back out.
Yeah. Same with the coffee, right? They sip it, swish it, and spit it out.
Yeah, and you're like, what a waste of alcohol. That's alcohol abuse, man.
It's necessary evil. I mean, even if you just sip a little bit and spit it out, eventually you can still get drunk if you have enough of them.
Well, of course, because you take in some alcohol through your mouth, yeah.
Right. So it's kind of funny because by the end of the day they're like going home drunk. What did you do? I tested alcohol today. You drink it out? No, I didn't. Smelling it.
I didn't drink a bit. I spit it out every time.
Still gotta get drunk.
Does that happen with people when they go to wine tastings?
What do you mean?
Like, because like on a wine tasting, isn't that what you do? You're getting the notes of it and all that crap, and then you spit it out, right?
Oh, I don't spit it out. I drink it.
The thing is that when you're in the wine tasting, right? You're not tasting 500 different bottles. You're tasting maybe 10.
Oh,
So,
okay.
And wine doesn't have that high of alcohol content. If you think
I
about
don't
it.
know.
does.
Wine will get me drunk pretty quick.
Michael, you can get really, really drunk at a wine tasting, regardless of whether you're
Yeah,
a lightweight or
you
not.
can get really, really drunk at any alcohol tasting if you wanted to.
Trust me, I do not drive to wine tastings, and I do not drive to the whiskey convention over here.
Oh, you definitely don't want to drive to a whiskey one. Wine, maybe you can wear a little bit sober up, but whiskey is
I
hard.
take the train. I take the train to Nuremberg, and when we come back, we take the train home and a taxi from the train station.
Let's just say it wouldn't be something that Michael ever goes to, a whiskey tasting.
I think if he came over here at the same time that the thing was going on, he would go to a whiskey tasting. And I bet you we would find some stuff that he liked to taste of.
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, you always got to find something that kind of suits you a little bit, and sometimes you just not.
Because you go into a place that's got like about 500 to 1,000 different vendors of whiskey, you're gonna find something.
You're gonna find something.
Well, convention and tasting are two different things. Tasting is usually they don't have 500 for a tasting, but if you go to convention, you will.
But you are tasting this stuff all day long, and you just have more to choose from.
Yeah, when I went to a tasting, I probably have probably 20, 25, but then they're like small one sip. They're not like whole cup.
If you're doing a whiskey tasting, there's probably normally a maximum of like 5, and if you're doing a wine, then you can have more to taste, but you're mostly.
Which whiskey tasting did you go to? That's kind of cheap, only 5. That's not enough. I'd rather just buy 5 out or go home and do it.
After a point on a whiskey tasting, your palate's just dead.
Well, that's why you gotta drink something else to kind of kill it.
Yeah, even if you drink water in between, after so much alcohol, your palate's kind of dead, and you just throw your money away on the last 15 if there's 20 of them. And
the best way to find out is always go to like something like your local like Porter Wine and stuff like that. They have the featured whiskey or wine tasting out there as free. You can taste and then go. You're good for about the first 5 whiskeys where you can really taste the nuances and stuff. But after that, you start losing all the nuances and this stuff, and it's just kind of like, okay, yeah, basically it tastes great. Basically it tastes like shit. The one that I went to, we had like about 20 to 25, okay, and then by the 10th one, everything else tastes like shit. And I don't know if it's because the 10th one is really good, but everything else tastes like shit.
I've got whiskey that I bought that tasted really good at the whiskey convention after I'd had about 8 or 9 different ones. And that's how I know about that. Now I drink it. Now I drink it and like, why in the hell did I ever buy this shit?
the Basil Hayden one, I literally taste that in the wine in a whiskey tasting, and that was the last one that's on the thing.
Basil Hayden is really good.
That was the last one I tasted on that 25, and when I drink it, all I taste was basil, and I was like, oh my god, this thing just tastes like basil. I might as well chew basil.
Basil Hayden is a really, really good whiskey. It's a really good bourbon. And it's not extremely expensive. It's not really too expensive.
Oh,
but yeah, if that's number 25 on your list, and you didn't taste it, you didn't really taste Basil Hayden anymore. You tasted 24 other whiskeys with Basil Hayden.
I recommend people not get this decanter because it's leaking a lot. It just disappears.
Yeah, it's got a hole in it, man. It's got a hole in the decanter.
Put a silicone seal on it.
I tried. It doesn't work anything. It just disappears.
No, because
it keeps opening it.
The cork keeps flying out of it. The cork keeps popping out.
I don't know. It just keeps disappearing on me. So I don't know. So yeah, I mean, again. Oh, here we go. That is.
I think exact same thing as what I'm smoking.
Was that a Persian King?
Yeah.
Look at that, I got it right. Half drunk.
Or half sober.
If you're only half drunk, you've done it wrong.
Or you're half sober. Which half?
I will take
The
the
good
half
half.
drunk. I'll take the half drunk. So whatever I say, I don't have to be responsible for it.
If you're only half drunk, half of you did something wrong.
Half of them had to keep this in check, right, for another 16 minutes. So I gotta keep it together. Keep it together. But yeah, I do drink more when I have it in the decanter because my mind is telling me that if I don't drink it, it's gonna go bad. You might as well keep drinking. So.
Cheers, Martin.
Who?
I said, cheers, Martin.
Who?
Yeah, you.
Oh,
that?
boy.
Cheers. Cheers.
Who's that?
Who's that? Martin?
Martin.
Martin.
Cheers, me. Yeah. Cheers.
So yeah, I enjoy. Like, here's the thing. Like, even if something that I'm not 100% satisfied. No, majority cigar, I'm not gonna be 100% satisfied. Okay, and for this cigar, I don't particularly care for it, but I can still enjoy it. With the right people, the right drink. So, just saying. All right. People who are iffy about this and not too excited about this particular cigar, in the end, it's a cigar, right? If you haven't tried it, give it a try. If you tried it and you don't like it, but that's what it is, right? That's what it is. So we gotta find cigars that we're not particularly excited about. We gotta try cigars that are very exciting. So that's one of those. Patina is one of those for me. That I feel like it's a good cigar, but it didn't fill all the check marks for me. Right? And that happens a lot. That happens with a lot of cigars, right? Some cigars just not gonna fill all the check marks.
You ruined yourself with Oros, okay?
See, that's the thing. My first cigar wasn't that, so I get to enjoy every other cigar. Like, if my first cigar was like, oh shit, now every time I smoke, I'm fine.
After you smoked one of those, everything else was ruined for you.
I can tell you that Oro has went down in excitement for me year after year. And the reason is because I smoked that at the 1 year anniversary, and that was very exciting, and I remember how that feels. And after I smoked that, it doesn't feel the same. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
1 year anniversary, ruined it.
I had talking to Patrick Legree, and I don't remember how that got brought up. He's like, hey, I will tell you that if you ever have the chance, and it's not gonna make you cry, smoke one. It is worth it, at least to have it one time.
Yeah.
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 That's the same way with Oro, Bahiki, the unicorns of the cigar world that are hard to get and it's really super expensive. The experience, I think, is worth having if you've got the opportunity.
Right.
Oh, here we
Most
go.
of us have the opportunity.
So he called us, okay, Coco Bolo Cowboy called us while we're doing the live right now. He's the one person that want to join us. He said that he met us at the event. And unfortunately, I apologize. I don't remember who I met that day. But he wanted to join us. So, get to know Coco Bolo. And, Coco Bolo, get to know the members. When you get to know them good enough, somebody will send you a invite. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
Mm.
Yeah, a couple of us got to smoke cigars with Gold and Zirconius on it. So, that was
What?
worth the experience too, wasn't it, Martine?
Do what?
Smoke what?
A cigar with gold and diamonds.
And diamonds?
Yeah.
And diamonds?
Well, Zirconius, yeah.
What cigar is that?
Yeah.
That's the
Queen's #1 from a company that doesn't exist anymore, but
Didn't you send me one? I think you did.
it was the Queen's #1. Yeah, Martine won one. Yeah, in a contest I did.
Oh, here we go.
Did
I don't know
and
if
did a
there's
review
diamond in
of
there.
it.
Is there diamond in there? I don't remember there is.
There's actually a couple of Zirconias in there.
But zirconia is not
Well,
diamond, not even close. But,
Zirconia is not diamond.
yeah, zirconia is
Well,
glass.
yeah, it actually is
It's a glass.
It's not a naturally produced diamond, but it's the same thing as a diamond.
No, lab created
Well,
diamonds
no,
very
I
different
don't
than
think so.
zirconia.
Yeah.
Yeah, zirconia is it's more glass than diamond.
It was glittery, okay?
Okay, I'll give you that. It's glittery. You know, it's too perfect to be diamond. You know, some people got scammed over that. It's crazy.
It looks really cool on the cigar.
So, I need a small cigar.
And as I remember, Tony would have liked to won that contest too. So
The what?
you would have liked to won that contest too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were jealous.
Sore loser.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll put my own sprinkle of diamond on it. No issues.
Yeah.
I'll go get a Cavalier and I'll sprinkle diamond over it.
Cavaliers are decent.
You'll bust the diamonds out of your wife's rings and put them on an Oro. I know.
My ring has diamond on it. I can just use my own.
Okay.
I'll ply off a diamond and I'll take my ring back to Tiffany's and have them replace another diamond.
Exactly. Yeah.
But here's the thing. I don't have tools to break a diamond.
Use your laser cutter.
Yeah, my laser color isn't strong enough to break a diamond into powder. No.
Yeah, Tony already found out his laser cutter doesn't cut his cigar very well either. So
I have not tried that. I might try it to try to engrave something over the cigar. It might go on fire, but we'll see.
For science, right?
Mm-hmm.
for science, we have to see if you can engrave a cigar leaf. Yeah.
I had to be very careful because the laser bounce off actually nicks me. So, but I'm kind of glad that I have something to play with, so that I can test out various things, and then we can kind of have.
Is that why that plexiglass is orange?
Mm-hmm. Try to reduce the amount of laser bouncing off. But
Bouncing
the thing is that
off,
there's
yeah.
a little hole at the bottom will allow the air to vent, and the laser will actually shoot out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not a good idea to cover that hole up, is it?
Well, it's not a good idea to be near it. I mean, when you use the app, it actually says clear the room, not be near it. And I was like, nah, what's the big deal? I have a cover. What a bad idea.
Is it because of the fumes or what?
It does
Because
have
of
fume. It
fumes?
smells really, really
No,
bad. It smells very bad.
And it burned his skin, you know. So.
Here's let me see.
You
if I
could
have
probably lean another one again, not right up against it, but kind of tilt it where it still can vent, but it still give you shelter for shield.
Let me give you guys an example, okay? Remember that picture I posted with the card, the metal card that I engraved?
Yeah.
If you look at that picture, there's a square line around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Saw that.
actually cut because of try to align it. I didn't even turn on the machine. The fact the light's on it already cutting.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought that was your margins.
No, that was actually when you aimed it, and it has like a little light that goes on it that tells you where the logo is gonna be. That's already strong enough to cut.
Wow.
So I didn't even know there's gonna be that block right there.
That's a hell of a leaf blower there. God damn.
So that's the difference on there. I mean, I had to be very careful on that. But once I get used to it, we can start to get some demo, and then we can see, hey, how this will look like. And that way we'll have a better depiction. And maybe I'll find a way to just engrave one on right? That way we might not have to paint it. We can just engrave it. But the original idea is that if anybody lose their card, so that I can kind of engrave the name on the spare ones that I have, and that way you guys can have a temporary card until I run the next round.
Yeah.
Alright, so there's that's what I'm trying to do. All those people
That's
that only
pretty
have one
awesome.
card is like, oh shit, if I lose it.
Yeah, these cards are pretty awesome.
They are.
James only thinks it's awesome because it says Ash King on it. If I say like, Colin Sanders, he'll be like, no, put it outside, never see it again.
Yeah, because y'all got to know, I did not even ask him to put Ash King on there. He just,
But your
Did
leader
that.
doesn't ask, he just do.
Of course you do, man. You're always asking. You're asking.
I'm already asking. I'm always asking questions.
So yeah, that's a plan on it. I'm really working on it. So
Sideways. Oh,
sideways. Why are you doing it
You
sideways?
get a
there we go.
You could test it on a lighter.
That's the plan. And I forgot to just take the black one from Michael. I returned it back to him. I should have just keep it.
It's okay. We can get you one. It's fine. I got him sitting here.
Just got home from waiting. I'm drunk. Join the party. Hey, Ron. We're all drunk here. Woo!
Speaking of blacks, Michael, have you got the 601s yet, or when are they coming in?
They're on their way. They should be here this coming week.
How about the
Good.
Cameroons?
Those are whenever the hell they send them to me.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I kind of feel good. Yesterday, I saw Luis Cuevas post. Oh, is it today or yesterday? That he's going to California to do a launch party for the
I saw that.
patrimonial. And I feel kind of cool because
saw
we're the
that.
first launch party for that. Even though a lot of stores are already selling it, but we're the first launch party.
Yeah, buddy.
Forever
Ain't that cool?
engraving history. We're the first one. Just put it out there, okay? All the other places, remember this. Shadow Smoke Legion had the first launch party for patrimonial.
Yeah, I mentioned that in my review.
You know, my wife was like, "Why do you walk so funny behind?" She said, "I look like a pregnant woman walking by."
Oh.
The cameo.
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, you look like a pregnant woman just walking by." I was like, oh, "Sorry." So there was
Because you walk like this.
there was a new icon that was made available now. It's a pregnant man, the man with the big stomach. She's like, "You should start using the icon because that's what it look like behind my thing." I was like, "Yeah."
Wow.
Aaron says, "I'm messed up." That's okay. It's Saturday. It's okay to be
You
messed
gotta
up.
join the after show, Aaron.
We're all messed up by then.
We have some questions. Ash King has some questions.
Oh, what? Oh.
He's asking about something.
I'll be asking questions. Yeah.
I need more. I just refilled it and it was gone. What happened? What happened? All right.
Evaporation.
Evaporation. I think so. I think that's the problem.
Well, the problem is you got a hole in that cup, man.
I know, right? Ah, man. But hey, it's all good.
I'm always asking questions, and Sherry's always asking questions.
I had to seal it like this, like just put the black coin on top of it. So like Aaron is drunk. Oh my god, Aaron is really drunk.
Oh.
So yeah, that was pretty good.
Join the club, Aaron.
What else was I to talk about? I went on live on Instagram yesterday. It was kind of weird because I the whole time I cannot see the camera, so like I was cut off like this, and I can't even tell. So, but yeah, maybe once in a while I'll just run a live on Instagram, but I don't know how that works. So, what else is new?
I'm not gonna extra load the Instagram app on my thing to watch it though.
Yeah, you don't have. I'm just doing it because I feel like a lot of people don't know how to join Shadow Smoke Legion when it's super simple, right?
I have like an Instagram account, but I just don't like 1,000 apps running in the background all the time.
Here, let me ask this, okay? Without saying how you joined, do not mention how you joined. James, is it easy for you to join the Shadow Smoke Legion?
Yeah.
Okay. Martin, is it easy for you to join the Shadow Smoke Legion?
Yeah.
Albert, is it easy for you to join the Shadow Smoke Legion?
Yeah.
Without saying how you joined. Michael, is it easy for you to join the Shadow Smoke Legion?
Yes.
Okay. Val, is it easy for you to join the Shadow Smoke Legion?
Val had a little trouble getting
I knew he'd say that. I knew it.
Without saying the detail, just yes or no.
I'm not going to give you the detail, but I'm going to give you the word that was given to me when I asked. Possibly.
Possibly?
Possibly.
Possibly, yeah. That's a good one.
Okay, fine. Who else is on?
But it wasn't hard. It was not hard. Once once we got the ball rolling, it was very simple.
All right. So yeah, Coco
It was
Bolo.
easy.
It's very easy. Okay, for those people who want to join, it's very easy. All right.
Yeah.
Without saying the details, it's easy.
And if he
Yeah,
was
it
at
has to
the
be.
Arizona meet, then he can definitely hang out with us again in Miami.
Yeah. I mean,
If
I honestly, I met so many people here and there. I just don't remember because nobody told me what their screen name was. So Coco Bolo, I apologize. I don't recognize you when you say you met us there. But yeah, from now on you could. So, or maybe send me a picture of you. I can't tell. So
He's
I was
just
talking.
Polo Cowboy.
I was talking to Jeff Bates earlier today, and we talked very little bit about Arizona, but I did tell him the one thing that I regretted the most was that I did not walk around and try to introduce myself to everybody that was there.
Yeah.
because everybody
That's
was
the
there that
one-
knew you already, believe it or not.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I felt very comfortable because it seemed like no matter where I went or what I was going to do, somebody was always there asking me, "Do you need something? Can I help you? Or where you going? Or where can I take you?" So that was fine, but I felt like where I was sitting down at the VIP, and I saw other groups sitting. I felt like I wanted to go up and say hello to them, to people, but I didn't, and I regret not doing that
You'll learn it for
because
next time.
but like I said, well, I recognize the names on the chats when they type in their comments, so you recognize the names. Uh, and I think right off the bat, Quakes came in and introduced himself to me. Right?
I think that's one
You know,
of the big highlights. Quakes came in. Nobody knew who he was. Hey, I'm Quakes. Holy shit! Wait, what?
yeah, yeah. And then I felt bad because Artifact showed up, and I saw him, but I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, same.
No one knew at that point.
And I think he might have felt a little out of place because he seemed like he was initially at first a little bit uncomfortable or maybe felt a little bit isolated, but after a little bit of time went by, he did kind of relax a little bit and start to engage. But
yeah,
again, I think if you're new to the meet, if you haven't met anybody, my suggestion would be to just go around right off the bat and say, "Hey, how you doing? I'm so and so." It's just a nice little icebreaker.
yeah.
You know?
Next time we'll start passing out "Hello, my name is" tag.
Oh no! Check it out.
Name tags. Tags.
No, what you do is you put your card.
That won't help Val too much, though.
Like we can put our card like right up, in the little card setting. Right?
Yeah.
Not everybody have a card. That's the problem.
See, I think Val had a very central spot in the lounge when he was there, so he got to meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
He was actually in the front row, right near the door, so everybody walked by would see him. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yes, Albert. What do you want?
Ron is definitely drunk. He's starting the out love stuff going on.
Yep, I love Show Smoking Legion.
Yeah, I love you.
Oh, we love you too, Aaron.
Hey. He already said no regrets, all right? Don't make it worse, okay? Because he's going to regret the next day.
Yeah.
We love you. We love you too, Aaron. Okay.
We love you too.
Yeah. It'll be different in the morning, but yes, we love you.
Okay? All right, cool. So 11:03 is our time to go to after show. So everybody have a good night. I will see you guys sometime next week, if anything. So yeah, enjoy
Wait a minute.
Go get yourself.
Wait a minute.
Well, you came on.
I love everybody. Not just Aaron.
James had a little bit too much to drink at 4 a.m.
Okay, hold on a second. AA Ron says he need a card. AA Ron, did you not get on the card list? I think you did. I think I sent one. Hold on a second.
Take it easy, William.
Is that bad boy Bill leaving?
Wild Bill's leaving.
Well, Bill's leaving. Have a
Well,
good night, man. Let
Later,
me
guys.
I just want to double check.
It is really cool that he's finally had time for us again.
You know, I will say,
Oh yeah, AA
Even
Ron did
though-
miss it. AA Ron, if
even-
you wanted a card, get on the next batch so I can make one for you. All right. AA Ron is definitely drunk.
you
Yeah.
He's drunk.
Yeah. All right.
know, I will
Anyways,
say, Val. Hold on, Val. Before we leave, I will say that even at the meet, I felt like everybody knew of Val because he's been, like in the past few months, he's been so like looking up the history of the SSL. Like I feel like everyone knew of him because we talk about him all the time, and then he actually showed up to the live one time, and so when we got to see him in person, I think everybody was kind of like, hey, this new guy is like really making an effort to be in the group. And I mean, everybody, I felt like you met everyone. You maybe not have been able to spend a whole bunch of time with them, but it was still cool that you were there and everybody got to meet you.
Yeah, it was nice. It was really good. I did benefit. I really did benefit two ways. One, I had my very own personal cigar consigliere, which was Albert. And then later on, I got my very own photographer, two-step Ashley.
Yep.
and you got really shiny
was
knee.
good.
Anyways,
No,
Chinese. Yes, Chinese.
okay, so yeah, the moral of the story is if you want to join Shadow Smoke Legion, get to know the people beforehand because you'll have so much more better time if you do know the people. If you just join a group, you know nobody, you're not gonna have a good time. So get to know the people, join our live chats and stuff like that, and you'll have a good time. All right, and make sure to hit the like. Like we'll have 50 people view and then never like 50 likes. What the hell? Anyways, have a good night, everybody. We're gonna go to after chat, so I gotta hit a little bit time to sober up before I go upstairs. Yeah, have a good night. Bye, guys.
all right. Be good, Tony.
Yep.
All right.